My name is محمد اسمي محمد أمير جراح. أنا أستاذ بالأصل بالهندسة الميكانيكية، بعمل نائب رئيس لكلية التقنية العليا للشؤون الأكاديمية في دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة. أنا تقريبا صار قبل شهر أو نعم أيوه أوكي يعني صار يعني بسعدني أن أشارك في المؤتمر هذا، وقد يعني عرضت هذا الموضوع ويعني اللي هو about fourth industrial revolution, challenges and opportunities awaiting higher education. Well, يعني when we talk about higher education يعني we are talking about يعني the workforce, the future workforce for the industry يعني that will really make يعني a change to the way we live, to our economy, to the well-being of the country and يعني our nation inshallah. Therefore we think that يعني we need to look at real challenges and opportunities that we are facing, and I believe that our higher education right now is way behind, and if we want to do anything to serve our nation is really to fix our higher education, because it's too old. I looked at very many programs around our countries, and I am sorry to say that they need a major overhaul. Well, when we talk about fourth industrial revolution, we are talking about يعني automating many things. يعني there are jobs that already do not exist. يعني tellers, for example, go to anywhere. That tellers, you don't see them. Go to the airport now, you don't see the jawazat people taking your paperwork, etc. All automated. I was discussing with my friend Dr. Bashar about even the most sophisticated hand skill work like welding. Welding in very soon will be the welders. The welding job will be there, but the welders, the skills and competences needed to have in the welder, is different. He will be most like a programmer, a technology user. It's not like to do the regular welding job that we are seeing. So our higher education needs really to look at this. We do not need to teach many of the subjects that we are teaching now and wasting our students, our young people money and time to do them the way we do them. So AI is taking over many things. We don't see it. You go and search Google now, and you come next day, you will see that they already know what you are looking for, and you start to receive emails, what your preferences, and they will send you all of what they think you like to you are shopping for. And sometime even you get people calling you, etc. This is the norm. So we need really to make sure that our programs and the way we teach our young people, they have to be exposed to this, and they need to see the future. Because the student in their seats today, they are trained for to join the job market or the world of work 4 years later, and 4 years later we do not know what's going to happen. So we need to think of human-centered products rather than skill task-based product. So we need to look at the workplace and from the human perspective, and from capabilities built around the human, how they will interact with them, like the welding job I was talking about. Convergence of man and machine. Now we see everybody. You go and watch. Go to the any coffee shop, and see people how they are behaving. you will see if a family, 5 or 6 members, everyone watching their phone, they are looking at the material they would like to look at. They don't engage, in common discussions. Sometimes if I want something from my wife, I do a WhatsApp for her, even though she's in the same house, okay? So because I know she read it faster than calling her, okay? So we need really to look, things, the environment and the way we live has changed. And definitely it has changed, okay? Our washing machine is not the washing machine that we used to have before. I attended 3-4 years back one keynote presentation by the U.S. Secretary of Energy, and he was a Nobel laureate, and he was saying that we are all talking about renewable energies, solar energy, etc. But the fact that by making the refrigeration cycle more efficient, we are saving much more energy than the all renewable around the world. Okay, so we need to teach sustainability to our kids, okay, and we need to introduce this into our curriculum. A reduced distance between humanities and social sciences. Now we do not think that engineers should know anything about social sciences, okay, and we are working in silos. I think we need to really have more general study courses, general education courses that really build a personality, a healthy personality, rounded personality, rather than, just somebody who knows only formulas and equations. Based on interdisciplinary research, we should really look at interdisciplinary teaching and research. And here I am hearing a lot about research. My question is, the research is very important indeed, and any nation to change, the technology, to change the status of the nation, research is very important. But what kind of research? We need really to define the research. We do not want, I am a faculty for many years, and I don't want to see the research that we are seeing, or at least I saw during my career, okay, just to write papers for promotion. We need to really look at the problem-solving research that comes and solves problems for our industry, for our community, for our people. So the impact on the mission of university, HCT 4.0, any university, any higher education, we're working along 3 main tracks. Teaching, most universities, this is a core job for university. Research, and here when we talk about research, we talk about innovation also, and community service. So even faculty, when we evaluate faculty, we evaluate them on 3 categories, teaching, research, and service. So same thing universities are evaluated on. I don't want to go to first and second and third industrial revolution, but the industrial revolution is driven by technology and by innovation and by discoveries, okay, like the first, second, and third, and our what we are going through now is the fourth industrial revolution, where it is driven by basically AI, making everything automated, perception about our environment, perception about our needs, perception about the future, etc. I have my son, my daughter is a doctor, and I think the way medicine is practiced now is different from the way medicine was practiced 10 years later, and I think we'll see a very major shift in how medicine is practiced in 10 years later. We have calculated last year, only Jordanian universities, they have put in the market 2,000 plus medical doctors. Okay, what are these medical doctors aware of what is awaiting them? I'm not sure. So I think what is the critical aspects of what we should really focus on in our curriculum and the way we teach our students, okay, or the learning process should really focus on critical thinking, people management, emotional intelligence, negotiation, cognitive flexibility, knowledge production, and management. These are the core characteristics, key skills that are identified that are needed. Okay. Well, underpinning knowledge is very important, and we have to make sure that underpinning knowledge is delivered, okay? But we do not want really to deliver knowledge to our kids because we think that this 1% or 5% or even 10%, they might need it, sometime later. Let them learn it when they need it, just in time, like just in time manufacturing. So digitization, we are living now in a digital world, and this need to be basically our universities, higher education should really take this into account and integrate this vertically and horizontally in all our value chain as academic institutions. I'm talking here about teaching and learning. Digitization of product and service offering, blended learning, virtual reality, labs, etc. Example, factory floor is moving towards self-organizing, regulating production now, and it is more customer-oriented based on customer needs. Now you can log to a company website, and maybe you can order your car. You tailor the specification of the car you want, and it will be delivered to you soon after. So teaching, again, we have to embrace the new technologies and that are enablers. These are not, we don't teach technology, teaching and learning technologies because of their, we are interested in them, but in the outcome, in their outcome, how they impact our teaching and learning. I use a long time ago, for example, I'm an engineer. I use MATLAB, and I was telling my students like long time ago that using MATLAB, it's like working with a bulldozer versus working by hand. So this is and literally it is this gap. Okay, so technology should be utilized to empower us and to facilitate and accelerate learning. The need for more skills and competencies from learners for self-directed learning. So we need really to look at in our curriculum design about self-directed learning, independent learning, learning how to learn is very important, because we do not know what these guys will face 4 years after they step out of the university. We need to make now to establish for our graduates, for our students, the technology allows it to establish an e-portfolio for each graduate. I believe every student is valuable. I believe that a student who lacks technical skills, they have good communication skills. They can have good marketing skills. So everyone is good for whatever Allah made him or her good for. So everyone is valuable. We do not. So we need really, by tracking what everyone is good at, I think we can make more personalized learning, and we can help these people excel in what they know and they want to do best. And I would like to to highlight, what they like to do best. We do not. This is what I advise my family, my kids, when they grow up and they want to go to universities. I told them, do whatever you want to do best. Even if you want to be, a garbage collector, you should be the best garbage collector in the country, and you will succeed. But how many doctors, everyone wants their kid to be doctors and engineers. How many successful doctors and engineers? I know many people who are not able to pay even their electrical bills. Time is up. Okay, time is up. I will stop here. I'll talk about, teaching now. Companies in this fourth industrial revolution, they focus more on what you can do, not what what is your GPA, etc. What exactly you can do, and this is best demonstrated now with the technology, with the availability of technology, with micro credentials. So I can really go and take a course, in for example Udemy or any MOOC platform, or even a professional certification like PMP or National Instrument, for example, certification, or of Adobe Shop certification, etc. And this will be more valuable for industry than your academic degree sometime. And therefore, I think looking at the micro credentials and providing our graduates with micro credentials is very, very important. Okay, and we have the technology now, with the technology, with the IT systems, with blockchain, we can even track these and be part of the e-portfolio of the graduates. Learning spaces, very important here for bridging between different student disciplines. Okay, when I am working, for example, in a maker space to productize my idea, where I need the manufacturing, I need the guy who has really helped me with the solid modeling of this idea, with the materials, with the control, etc., with a business model. This is where we have to establish in every university learning zones where these students come from different background. Because everyone is working with teams. We have to make sure that these people are trained properly. And the best institutions of the future are the institutions that succeed in employing their students and making them employable either by giving them the advantages of through different things, professional certification, their curriculum, micro credentials, or by making these students entrepreneurs and to create their own jobs. And this is very, very important. I'll stop here. I had a few examples to show you from my institution what we are doing, but thank you. Maybe I'm in the wrong section, but I thought this is very important to speak about, especially when we are talking about young people in the university. We have to fix our universities. Very, very important. Thank you. I'm on time, right?
Yes.
خلاص ماشي. ما في أسئلة? That's even better. Okay. Well, personally, I think this is a topic, I wish soon we will organize a conference on this topic. How should we educate our kids? Because this is very important. Okay, wasting people time and money is I think we need to look at it very carefully. Okay, go ahead.
يعطيك العافية دكتور.
الله يعافيك.
بدي أسأل, how can individuals change the educational system, specifically higher education? The public sector is rigid, so I think it's up for the private sector to act. And would you give any key points to where can individuals start in this process? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I think are a lot of organization and platforms that look at the higher education future in the future. For example, everyone knows MIT, right? MIT. Yeah, well, when you talk about MIT, and everybody thinks of the best institution, right? But look, in engineering, for example, MIT is not the best to graduate undergraduate students. There is a small university that have started maybe less than 10 years ago that is the best institution in the US to graduate engineers. I think يعني individuals, they have to pursue their ideas, they have to show their cases of care, and they have to convince public, okay, and they have to convince also policymakers. These platforms, I think, very important, and the world is moving in this direction, whether we like it or not. Okay, I don't need to. I have not solved mathematical equations since by hand since probably 20 years. Okay, I did it on the blackboard to show my students, which was a wrong practice. I can use MATLAB to solve, any problem that you think of. Okay, so why shouldn't I train my people to use the right tools and to do this quickly and be on time? Because now we are racing for who can do best in shortest time. Anything? Any other question? Yes.
شكرا أستاذ الكريم.
أهلا.
Very interesting subject for IR. Honestly, is coming. We have to be ready for it. And I agree with you. Maybe it's another, conference for it. There's two important things I have. Is the educational side. You don't have to answer that now. But have you done any study on the impact of 4th industrial revolution on jobs, for example?
Yeah, there is an organization. There are world organizations that look at this. Actually, the governments, the World Summit, they have studies on this. UAE Government Summit, they have study on this, and there is an institution that really look at the impact of 4th industrial revolution on jobs. If you Google it, you will find many articles, many long papers, reports on this. Okay, there is a hype. We agree that there are hype. I use the example of a welder. A welder job will stay forever, but what is the skills required from the welder will change. Okay, so how many welders we need will change. Okay, so that's why one of the primary mission of the institution now is to reskill people, because now UAE government, for example, Ministry of Labor said that 30 to 35,000 UAE nationals will lose their job by 2030, and I think there will be more. These people need to be skilled and trained. The university should do this, should open academies to reskill people. Okay, we are offering now in the Higher College of Technology, we are offering after sales service to our graduates. What does it mean? If my graduates graduate and he joins an industry and they think that they lack some skills, I tell them that we guarantee them for 5 years free of charge. We do not charge you for them. And we are now starting to implement this. I think the role of the responsibility of the university, I did not complete my presentation. The social responsibility, the community responsibility is very, very important. This is changing now in the university role in the community. It has been there before, but the role now is getting bigger and bigger to continually train people and retrain them, skill them and reskill them and upskill them. Reskill, upskill is the key.